So hello everyone and welcome to all the clinical research enthusiasts. If you are someone who wants to stay ahead of the curve and wants to stay updated at ever evolving landscape of the good clinical practices that is GCP, then you're in the right place. The IC GCP E6R3 guidelines are here and they're bringing some exciting updates that every clinical researcher, monitor and stakeholders in clinical research and clinical trials needs to know. In this video, we'll break down the key changes, highlights, and what they mean for your day-to-day work and give you practical tips to navigate the new landscape like a pro. As we are approaching 10K subscriber, hit that subscribe button and help your favorite clinical research channel grow. Without further ado, let's dive into the updates. So first and foremost, let us understand when did we have this update. So the IC-GCP E6R3 was adopted on 6 Jan 2025 and we received the official confirmation last week. This particular update is the updated version which reflects the latest advancement in the GCP, that is good clinical practices, and we have continued prioritizing patient safety for study participant and enhanced quality and integrity of the clinical trial. So in this particular E6R3, there are major updates which focus on a lot of areas and we have to look at this update and understand how this affects us and the industry moving forward and what are the key points. Now let me remind you that the previous version we had was ICX GCP E6R2 and this R2 version was released in the year 2016 as an integrated addendum to GCP. So after 2016 this is one of the major updates and that is why you should know each and every highlight because it is not only important for your career and an interview but also it will be part of the entire clinical trial conduct and the entire industry. So let us understand it step by step. So let us look at the major update of E6R3. The first update we have is for patient-centric approach. So the new guidelines enhances the patient-centric approach where it has focused on the ensuring right safety and well-being of the participant remains the highest priority. As we move ahead, we focus on the patient centricity of the trial so that we do not focus on the efficacy of the medication, but the prime responsibility and the highest priority remains patient-centric. Okay, so patient safety becomes important. In this particular update, there has been encouragement to diversify the representation of the participant selection so that we have equal equity in the clinical trial and we have the diverse population participation. So moving forward, the industry is going to focus on enhanced diversity where people from all the section of the society would be encouraged to include not only the vulnerable section or the marginalized section. So the diversity becomes one of the important aspect of E6R3 update and this has been incorporated in participant selection updates and this will help in research outcomes as well because as and when we have diverse participation in clinical trial, the data which we receive is of a richer nature and the medication which we have or the adverse event reporting which we have is more thorough. Okay, so patient centric approach is one of the key highlights of E6R3 update. Are you dreaming of a career that saves lives, drives innovation, and shapes the future of healthcare? Step into the world of clinical research, clinical data management, and pharmacovigilance with our advanced certification program. In this course, we provide comprehensive curriculum, expert mentors, and global certification. Master the skills in demand by the world's leading pharmaceutical companies and research organizations. Join thousands of successful graduates who have launched their thriving careers by completing this certification. So, what are you waiting for? Take the first step today and enroll now. Your future in clinical research starts here. Link to the certification given in the description box. The next highlight is quality by design. Okay, so now what do you mean by quality of design? Then this particular update focuses on a proactive incorporation of quality at every stage. That includes the reliability and the actionable results, which means that we have to ensure that whatever clinical trials and are designed, whatever the activities are designed, they are of a nature that determines quality, and this quality are incorporated in risk management strategies as well, so that we can dynamically adjust the clinical trial progress based on the clinical trial data that is submitted at each and every step. So as and when required, in form of risk management, mitigation strategies, we can ensure the quality parameters to be incorporated. Okay, so at each and every stage of the clinical trial, we have quality by design approach to ensure risk management, risk mitigation, and this dynamic approach will help in adjusting the clinical trial uh, update, the risk management, the patient safety, and the progress of the clinical trial in a dynamic manner. Okay, so that is what we mean by quality of design update. Okay, so we have seen the patient centric approach and quality by design. Let us see the next major update. So the next major update is in terms of advancing technology, and E6R3, if you see at its core, that it has really adopted the technological changes that are coming into clinical trial. And this particular E6R3 amendment has supported the integration of digital health tools, which includes the variable technology, the technology of decentralized clinical trial design. So whatever the technological advancement are happening recently, we have to adapt to that, and this E6R3 update definitely helps us to incorporate that into the clinical trial as well. And this particular update stresses on the adaptability of the evolving technology and maintaining this technology or using this technology for data integrity and participation safety. So we have to incorporate it, whatever the technologies are available, and keep up with the pace to ensure data integrity and participant safety. That are the two most critical pillars of the entire clinical research industry. So it is very welcome that ICH is thinking of advancing with technology and incorporation of this technology to patient health and healthcare. Okay, so that is by advancement of technology. Next we have is that inclusion of transparency and accountability. Now, as you know, transparency and accountability are one of the most important aspect of patient privacy and safety. Okay, so E6R3 also has updates which includes transparency measure, which promotes timely registration of the clinical trial and public posting of the result, which includes all the results and the data that is generated in the clinical trial. So whatever the trial are being conducted, that has to be publicly informed, which improves the transparency aspect. And when it comes to accountability, then this particular update E6R3 has strengthened the emphasis on ethical review and informed consent process. So in terms of accountability, we have enhanced focused on the ethical review of the clinical trial aspect, not only in terms of medication, but it also includes the informed consent part of it. So informed consent process has being evolved and bolstered so that we have more accountability towards the patient safety and accountability, and also the transparency of the clinical trial. Now the next major section of the update is enhanced role definition. Now defining a particular role in the clinical trial is very important, at as it not only helps you understand the function, but it helps you understand the responsibilities also. And this E6R3 update has enhanced the clarification on responsibility of the sponsor, investigator, IRB, IAC to foster accountability. Okay, so previously there was some gray area where it was not clear whose responsibility or accountability is it to take care of the responsibilities. But in this E6R3, they have had enhanced role definition where they have clarified all of the responsibilities for sponsor, investigator, the ethics committee, the IRBs, so that we maintain accountability and there is no lapse when it comes to patient safety and data integrity. So it was very important for the ICH GCP to clearly mention whose role and responsibility it is and how the accountability would be maintained. That has been taken care in E6R3 update. The next aspect was to stipulate a robust training and qualification requirement for all trial personnel. Now it is not only about the responsibility but about the capability also, and that is why the E6R3 update has also stipulated that we need a robust mechanism for training, where all the clinical trial staff who is participating in clinical trial are properly trained, and also what are their qualification requirements, because it is very important that each and every person is not only trained but qualified to perform that particular role, and this will enhance patient safety and data integrity. So the enhanced role definition definitely is one of the important aspect that has come in E6R3. The next aspect was enhanced privacy and inclusivity. Okay, so uh, in terms of privacy, we have seen whatever the measure being taken, but now in terms of strengthening the design itself. So whenever you design a particular protocol, we have to integrate the privacy aspect in itself, so that it ensures the participant data is very secure and compliant with global privacy standards. So in your protocol itself, you have to ingrain the requirements for the data to be collected, and that data not only collection but also how the data is going to be protected, and how we are going to secure this particular data as per the global privacy standards. So we have inclusion in terms of E6R3, where the global privacy standards would be integrated into the GCP itself, and this will help in enhance clinical trial design where the privacy is also in the center stage. The next is inclusivity. Now, as I've said, that it is very important for all the section of the society to participate in clinical trial, and for that we have to have the inclusivity criteria to be ingrained in its clinical trial itself. And for that, there have been specific provision in E6R3 where the vulnerable groups have been included to ensure their unique needs to be addressed ethically and effectively. Okay, so if we have study participant from a particular group, then their care and their ethical concerns are to be noted, and they have to be effectively managed. So that is about enhanced privacy and inclusivity. So if you see this particular E6R3 update, it is a major overhaul in terms of study design, in terms of role definition, in terms of the privacy aspect and technological integration that we have. Definitely, it is going to help the entire industry moving forward and have a major imprint on the functioning of the clinical trial itself. So thank you for watching this video. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, as it would help us to bring you such amazing videos and update from the entire clinical research industry. Please support us and help us move forward. Thank you for watching the video.